What is going on YouTube? Examples here coming at you with a brand new video. Today we're once again hopping into some ranked play on Hearthstone. Now what I will say is I have recently purchased a arena run. I haven't selected my hero and I haven't selected any cards, so I will be bringing you guys a arena run very soon. One thing I will say about arena before I do it though is the fact that I'm not very good at arena, so I will need some pointers or some help and some tips to improve at that particular aspect. So just let me know how I can do once we get to that particular video. But nevertheless guys, we're going to be using the deck that I showcased yesterday and ran through with you yesterday, which is my Dragon Paladin deck. I have played it once already, as you can see down here, and it is the first Paladin deck I ever have ran in arena. In ranked. So that win right there was with this deck. It was with the old build, it's not with the build I showed you yesterday, but nothing really has changed too much from the build that I did play before. But nevertheless, I'm just going to roll up, see if I can find myself a game very quickly, and I'll see you guys there.
Fight with honor.
Okay guys, so we have found ourselves I was about to say a brand new lobby then, but we found ourselves a game. We're playing against a mage, and this hand isn't the greatest hand in the world to start with. However, I'm going to be keeping a hold of Brown Bronzebeard and a Blackwing Technician. But I'm going to get rid of the Noble Sacrifice for now because I don't really see myself using that very early on. Now, I haven't changed my card back, it's still the same card back as it was before, so I do need to change that to the new one that I've recently got, which is the same one I believe that the other person is playing. But we'll end our turn there because we can't actually do anything right now. If we can't do anything next turn, we'll just play our hero power and go from there. So the Mana Worm plus the coin is a fairly good start for this person, plus the mirror image. So that's a 3/3 Mana Worm on board already. So that's a fairly decent turn for them. I'm actually going to play my Fairy Dragon, which is obviously probably a better 2-drop than playing our hero power right there. So he either has to trade my Fairy Dragon or go to face. I'm probably thinking this person is going to go to face solely because they don't really want to trade. Plus they've got the 2 taunts that I've got to go through before I even get to where I want to be. So right now we don't have any dragons in our hand, so playing the Blackwing Technician would be a bad play right now in my opinion. So I'm just going to play the Bronzebeard. I was about to say something completely different than that, but I'm going to play him hoping that he can stay on board for a decent length of time. So obviously when we do eventually draw into a dragon, which should come fairly soon, we can play our Blackwing Technician and get a very good buff from that particular card. So Acolyte's a decent draw as well. I'm half tempted to go True Silver right here. True Silver into the 0-2 trade and then go for 2 damage. That's probably the best player can play right here. I could also go Acolyte into Noble Sacrifice. That's a possibility as well. In fact, let me just trade the board first. Then I'm actually going to go Acolyte and also the Noble Sacrifice, because that way if he does focus on either Bran or the Acolyte, I can obviously have them saved for at least 1 turn. Unfortunately though, he does Frostbolt the Acolyte, which means that does die, but we do get obviously the draw from that. So the Protector right now is actually a very good card to play next turn, because I can use Protector into Bran's Bronzebeard and trade the board without losing anything. I'm half tempted to play the Blackwing Technician as well right now, solely because it just gives me another minion on board and it gives me some more board control. So I'm half tempted to do that, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to hero power and get out a 1/1. So I still got that board control that I would have had with the Blackwing, but I don't lose anything with obviously the Blackwing not being played. That's actually probably the best option I could have had there. If all 3 went to Bran's Bronzebeard, I would have been very upset. However, he gets cleared off the board anyway, so we won't be doing our Blackwing Technician into like the double buff in this particular game, which is a bit upsetting, but I will play the True Silver Champion and I will also heal up. Why am I saying heal up? I was saying heal up because of obviously the hero power that we just, not the hero power, sorry, the weapon we just played, and then obviously the hero power gives us a 1/1, which I'm kind of I was about to say I'm thinking that they might ping it, however they haven't done that, so I'm not too fussed about that. So I could go Hand of Protection, Blessing of Might. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I could just clear his Acolyte with the weapon and attack to face, but I'm still probably going to Blessing of Might, the 1/1. I nearly attacked face there. I am going to Blessing of the Might, the 1/1 that's on board. Actually, no, that'll be a waste because he can ping that. So let's go Blackwing Technician, even though we can't, obviously, we can't end up getting the buff off of that, but I will also hero power and end my turn there. The reason why I didn't give Blessing of Might to the 2/1 and the 1/1 even is obviously they could ping that very, very easily off the board. So I'm going to keep that in hand for now. Now, in my personal opinion, the trade with Blessing of Might is probably the best option right here, because obviously it will then clear his Acolyte. He gets one draw of that, and that's pretty much it. So I'm probably going to go with that. I'm also going to play my other Blackwing Technician because I've actually now got Dragon Consort in my hand, so that's probably the best option for me there. So let me buff this. I could have buffed my 2/4 and attacked into his Yeti, however I didn't want to do that. I can still clear his Yeti off the board going 1/1 and hero power, which is actually what I'm going to do. So let's do this, and then let's hero power as well. I just missed 2 damage because I didn't attack with my Blackwing Technician there. That was a bit of a misplay on my part, but nevertheless, we've got some board control. So we're looking quite good right now. We've still got another True Silver in our deck. We've still got Guardian of the Kings in the deck. So we've still got some. Areas where we can heal up. I'm also thinking that would go down to 4, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could play Dragon Consort into Volcanic Drake this turn, if I so wish. In fact, I'm going to do just that, because yes, okay, Volcanic Drake would cost 1 less if we trade in minions here, but I don't want to attack into the 3/8 because it would gain attack. So I'll probably end up just trading the 2/4 into the 3/2. Or do I trade a 3/5 into the 3/2? I'm going to play Volcanic Drake regardless. Let's go with 2/4. Yeah, 2/4 into that, and then we'll go face with everything else. And end our turn there. So his minion on board right now has 8 attack, which means we can clear it next turn. He's just pinged our Dragon Consort, which is... okay, that makes more sense. That's a good play on his part. That's a very good play on his part. However, we still keep our 3/1 on the board. But it was a good play to Flame Strike. I completely and utterly forgot to play around the Flame Strike there. And then obviously we get Nefarian as our next card, which is actually quite incredible. So let's drop him on the board and see what we get from the mage. So we get Arcane Explosion, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. And we get Echo of Melodith, put a copy of each friendly minion into your hand. That would be quite good if we can keep Nefarian on the board. Give a minion Divine Shield. Do we Divine Shield our Nefarian or not? Or do we go... do we put the... actually, let's put a Noble Sacrifice in and then attack to face. I think that's the better play for us. I think that's the better play solely because obviously if he does attack, say, Nefarian, or he does attack the 3/1, he's going to try and attack into Nefarian to clear it off board, which is not a bad play on his part, but obviously the secret comes out once again, and he has to attack into the 2/1 instead of the 8/8 that is on board already. So that actually helps us out a lot, unless he can heal it, which he does. So that's also frustrating, but we could Hand of Protection Nefarian, trade Nefarian into the 13/4 and attack to face with our 3/1. So we're probably going to do that. So we'll just do this real quick, attack this into here, and then we'll also put this down So we gain Blackwing and also we gain Nefarian. So let's put this down here. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. And we can trade out the 4-3. So we're maintaining board control right now. Plus we've got another Nefarian in hand. So that's also another good thing for us to have. He's dealing 6 damage to the Nefarian. He's probably going to trade the 3-1. No, he's going to play Arcane Missiles instead, which is a good play on his behalf. But it doesn't clear off our board, which actually helps out quite a bit. He's going to deal 1 damage to that and trade, I guess. No, he's not going to trade. That was interesting. So, Nefarian once again. See what he gives us this time around. So we get Ice Barrier. So we know, is it in hand? It's in hand. So we know he's got an Ice Barrier in hand, and we know he has an Arcane Intellect in hand as well. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to trade the 3-3 because I don't want that to get us in rage, and then I'm going to obviously hopefully maintain this board control. He can probably ping attack to face for 3, but I do have that Ice Barrier in hand, obviously to try and keep us alive within this game. Plus we can also play the Fairy Dragon next turn as well, which means he can't ping it. If he plays a secret, which he doesn't, that's interesting. Okay, let's drop Fairy Dragon on the board, attack to face with our Nefarian right there. I'm also going to play Arcane Intellect just to see what we draw into. So that Argent Protect is actually fairly good for us. And we can play the Ice Barrier, which is even better. So let's put this onto the Nefarian, put this up there, and end our turn. So as you can see with this particular deck, it's more about maintaining board control and then trying to outplay your opponent at the end. Plus with Nefarian, especially against a mage, sometimes you actually manage to keep a lot of board control. So he's going to trade off my Nefarian, I guess. Or, yeah, he's going to trade my Nefarian, which is fair enough. It was a good play on his part to silence the Divine Shield on Nefarian, because obviously it's a better play overall. So we've got 3-2-2-2 on the board. We can trade his 4-3 with Fairy Dragon with Hand of Protection. So we'll do this. No, we won't. No, we won't. That was a bad play. Let's try this one, this way around. I completely forgot I can't obviously trade the Fairy Dragon into that, so that was a massive misplay on my part. I do apologise, but as you can see, we are still going for board control right now, and I know for a fact that in his hand he has his secret, which is obviously the whatever we've got, which is gain 8 armor, the Ice Barrier. So he's going to play his Boulder Fist and going to ping the 3-1. No, he's going to ping the 1-1 and then trade the 3-1, which is a better play for him. And it looks like that's 5-10. That's game for us. So we have won once again with this particular deck. It was well played on his part. He managed to deal with a lot of things like both of our Nefarians, but we managed to, I wouldn't say outplay, but we managed to continue our winning streak that we have been getting on this particular channel. If you guys have any constructive criticism or feedback for this particular deck, just let me know in the comment section down below. I am more than happy to change up, make some changes if it needs it. As you saw right there, as long as you maintain board control and trade effectively, you will win the game. Just don't panic when you start to lose health. You have got cards in your hand or in your deck that will give you that healing factor. We didn't draw into our second True Silver Champion, or we never drew into Guardian of the Kings either, but nevertheless it was a very solid performance from us. Unfortunately we couldn't make the Bronze Beard combination work because we kind of drew into our dragons a little bit later than I thought we would. But nevertheless guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave it a like, rating and subscribe to the channel. Links in the description down below will be to my Twitch, my Twitter, my sponsors Nifty Customs, the organisation's Twitter and my teammates' Twitter. As I said, any constructive criticism or feedback, just leave it in the comment section down below. And and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.